So now let's proceed to the number 20. So number 20, which of these statements below is not a principle of humanistic education? So letter A, feelings as well as knowledge are important to the learning process. Letter B, schools should produce students who are knowledgeable and are masters of their chosen fields. Letter C, students' learning should be self-directed, those producing students who know how to learn. And letter D, students learn best in an open, non-threatening learning environment. So the answer of this question is letter B. So why letter B? Because in letter A, feelings matter, it is a humanism. Letter C, self-directed learning, it is a humanism. And letter D, open and safe learning, it is also talk about humanism. While the letter B focuses only on knowledge, not whole person. That's why it is not humanism. So the answer is letter B. So let's proceed to the number 21. So which of the following key features of humanistic education must teacher Ray adhere to when he is having difficulty with letting students learn through his behavioral teaching strategies? So letter A, emphasize the study of the whole person. Letter B, individuals are not solely the product of their environment. Letter C, individuals are internally directed and motivated to fulfill their potential. And letter D, behavior is primarily determined by the learner's perception of the world around him. So the answer is letter C. So letter C, teachers' race, behavior race, teaching strategies do not match the education his school wants to prove for its learners. In humanistic education, allow emotions rather than rewards and punishment to encourage learners to direct them are inimically motivated, and therefore the teachers must deal more with feeling towards self-learning. So it is letter C because learners are eternally motivated. Because in letter A, true, but it is not really concerned. In letter B, it is not. It is incomplete. Or shall we say it incomplete? Yes. So in letter D, it is all about perception, not motivation. That's why the answer for this is letter C. Okay. Now let's proceed to the number number 22. Below are the teacher's tasks in curriculum planning except. So letter A, choose instructional materials. Letter B, select subject matter content. Letter C, write curricular goals and objectives. And letter D, write curriculum materials for use by all teachers. So the answer is letter D. So write curriculum for all teachers. Yeah, right. It is letter D because in letter A, teacher, it is, yes, it is task of the task of the teachers. And letter B, it is also a task for the teacher. And letter C, it is also task for the teacher. And while letter D, because letter D, it is a deep edge job, not to the teacher. So that's why the answer is letter D. So number 23. So with a topic on basic first steps and social dance, the PE teachers decided to conduct a mini classroom dancing competition. Students were asked to create an original dance routine. This type of curriculum implemented in the classroom is known as letter A, recommended curriculum. Letter B, supportive curriculum. Letter C, taught curriculum. And letter D, written curriculum. So the answer is letter C. The PE teacher taught the basic concepts of social media. With this, she will be able to assist her learners with a dancing competition. She had the taught curriculum carefully and plan laid out for PE. So that's why the answer is letter C, because in letter A, it is deep and plan, and letter B, it is only talks about resources, and while letter D is all about documents. That's why it is letter C. So let's proceed to the number 24. The project method was introduced by William Kilpatrick, who believes that the purpose of curriculum is child development and growth, who are in the position to plan and develop child learning activities in the class. So letter A, 1 and 3. Letter B, 3 and 5. Letter C, 1, 2, and 3 and 5. And letter D, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, the answer is letter D. So why letter D? Because all teachers, parents, principals, stakeholders, and students. Because in letter E, it is incomplete. Letter B, it is missing with students and stakeholders. And letter C, missing with stakeholders. So that's why the answer is letter D. Okay. Yeah. Now let's proceed to the number 25. Which phrase is likely to be a goal? So letter A, acquiring appropriate speech habits, developing effective. B, self-expression. C, identifying correct speech patterns. Letter D, using suitable speech patterns in dialogues. So the answer is letter A. So goal is a broad primary outcome. So the answer is letter A because it is shall we say it is a broad goal. So what as you can see in the letter B, it's only a measurable objective, and in letter C, it is only specific task, and in letter D, as you can see, it is also shall we say objective. Objective, yes, objective. That's why the answer is letter A. It is, yeah, it is broad goal. Yeah, that's why it is letter A. So now let's proceed to the number 26. So which is not included in the criteria for selecting educational purposes? So letter A, suggestion from subject specialist. Letter B, studies of learners. Letter C, use of philosophy. And letter D is use of technology. So the answer is letter D. So the criteria for selecting educational purposes are nature of the learners, which is studies of learners, knowledge of subject matter, suggestion of the subject specialist, as well as values and aims society, use of philosophy. Yeah, the use of technology is not one of the criteria for educational purpose. So that's why the answer is letter D, technology, because technology is not an criteria. Yeah. So now let's proceed to number 27. Which of the following is the primary role of the district supervisor or member of the school board as a stakeholder in curriculum development? So letter A, enact legislation to effect curriculum improvement. Letter B, recommend changes in the curriculum. Letter C, support letter C, support and participate in parent-school organization activities. Letter D, authorize school expenditures for curriculum development, implementation, and evaluation. So sorry for the noise because there are a lot of dogs here. So the answer of number 27 is letter B. So as stakeholders of curriculum development, administrators like district supervisors and members of the school board can recommend changes after studying and conferring about the curriculum. So that's why the answer is letter B. So because in letter E, which is in a close, it is on just all about Congress, not boards. In letter C, parent school activities, it is PTE job. And D, authorized expenses, which is all about finance office. So the answer is letter B. So let's proceed to the number 28. Which is not part of the grassroots approach of Hilda Taba? So A, selection of learning content. Letter B, selection of learning experiences. Letter C, selection of learning needs. Letter D, selection of technology. So the answer is letter B. So Hilda Taba's model outlines the following steps: diagnose needs, formulate objectives, selecting content, organizing learning experiences, and evaluation. Now let's proceed to the number 29. Curricula are often formulated on the national and district levels because curriculum development should A, consider the needs and interests of students. Letter B, consider the existing community values and expectation. Letter C, identify the strengths and weaknesses of every region. Letter D, point out the areas of interest in curriculum so other schools can benchmark. So the answer is letter V. So from a sociological perspective, the curriculum is product of so the society adhere to the use to proper curriculum development in the hence. Curriculum developers and designers must consider what values and expect content, TL activities, and evaluation. So the answer is letter B, because in letter A, it is only two individual, and letter C, it is not the main reason, and as you can see in the letter D is not the purpose. So the answer is letter B. So now let's proceed to the number 30. So the content of each subject in basic education are contained in this document. So letter A, elementary learning competencies. Letter B, K-12 curriculum guides. Letter C, minimum learning competencies. And letter D, Philippine secondary learning competencies. So the answer is letter B, the K-12 curriculum, because the content of each as area are laid out on true standards and competencies as stipulated in the curriculum guide. So the other items and questions are all set of competencies or are documents in the former curricula of the Philippine education system. So to make it short, the elementary competencies the old, the minimum competency is outdated, and the secondary competencies it is the old system. That's why the answer is letter B, which is the K-12 curriculum guide. So now let's proceed to number 31. So in grades 1 to 12, 1 to 12 assessment in the new K-12 curriculum, which of the following is grade correct in terms of the written works component? So letter A, language, AP, and ESP 30%. Letter B, MAPI and EEP, TLE 20%. Letter C, senior high school course subject 25%. And letter D, senior high school research work immersion 40%. So the answer is letter D. So according to Department Order number 8 Series 2015, the three components of the 12 assessments are written performance tasks and quality assessment in grades 1 to 12. The widths in both written works differ accordingly to the different natures of the subject. Subject for grade 1 to 10, languages, AP and ESP is 30%, science and math is 40%, and MAPI, TLE is 20%. For senior high school core subject, our academic track subject is 25%, research, work immersion, business exhibit is at 35%, and TVL, sports and arts, our design track subject is 20%. That's why the answer is letter D, because in A, it is grade 1 to 10, not senior high school. B, it is only MAPI and EP. And letter C, it is senior high school core, but not immersion. That's why the answer is letter D. So now let's proceed to the number 32. And K-12 assessment, which is true about kindergarten grading of learners. So letter A, learners are not graded numerically but by checklist. B, learners are graded numerically in pre and post assessment only. Letter C, learners process to grade 1 after remedial classes are completed. Letter D, learners proceed grade 1 after complying class participation tasks. So the answer is letter A, because according to the DepEd Order number 8 Series 2015 checklist and anecdotal records are used instead of numerical grades for kindergarten. So this checklist and record should be based on the learning standards found in the kindergarten curriculum guide. Numerical grades will be used starting grade 1, in which standards and competencies are more academic in nature. So to make it short, the answer is letter A, because in letter B, it is not allowed, and letter T also not required, remedial before grade 1, and also letter D, participation is not basis. So that's why the answer is letter A. So let's proceed to the number 33. This is thinking level under the cognitive domain by Krathwohl, which shows learners' ability to check and even critique the value of material for a given purpose. So letter A, apply. Letter C, no. Letter B, judge. And letter D, understand. So the answer is letter C, which is the thinking levels of the cognitive according to Krathwohl are understand, apply, analyze, judge, and create. The list matches with dated and a verb forms indicate the active process of thinking. The labels are know and evaluation, taking note, and the last higher level interchange in the latter education blooms thinking levels of knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and domain. So the answer is letter C, which is no. So number 44. This is a level under the affective domain by Krathwohl, which shows learners' consistent accordance with what he or she internalized as a value or attitude. So the answer is Letter A. The levels of affective domain according to Cratwell are the following: receiving, responding, valuing, organization, and characterization. So, the fifth level focuses on the learner consistent attainment of a value, so which is shown through his characterization. Verbs such as act, display, influence, internalize, and serve may be used for this affective taxonomy level. So that's why the answer is letter A, which is the characterization. Because in letter B, which is the organization, it is only arranging values only. And letter C, it is just only in it is only for the early stage, I mean. And letter T, valuing, it is only commitment but not full living. Because characterization, it is where the students will fully commit, no, the value, no, the value that they learn and their teachers. Yeah, so that's why the answer is letter A. Now let's proceed to the number 35. Sorry. This is a level under the psychomotor domain by Simpson, which shows ability of the character to use sensory cues to guide motor physical activity. So letter A, adaptation. Letter B, complex overt response. C, guided response. And letter D, perception. So the answer is letter D. So the levels of psychomotor domain according to Simpson are the following: perception, set, guided response, mechanism, complex over response, adaptation, organization. The first level focuses on how a learner is aware of the motor physical skill by activating his senses. Sensory stimulation through cue selection or translation to physical activity is expected in this level. That's why the answer is letter D, which is perception. Because in letter A, which is the adaptation, it is already an advanced skill. So while in letter B, which is complex response, it is already in a mastery level. And letter C, which is the guided response, it is already in a practice stage, which is the answer should be the perception, because it's using senses to guide action. So that's it.